What's going on, guys? How we doing? Okay, and we are live. Stream settings, there we go. How the heck do I make this go public? Excellent connection, awesome. Streaming. Public, done. Alrighty. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me get the link for this out in the Discord. Ooh, I got one watching already. All right, let me get the link to this out on Twitter real quick, and then we will get right into what's going on for price today. Okay. All right. So for price going into today, we're probably going to do a trade review first while we wait for some levels to go and retest. I can't imagine we go and get anything in particular on the day. We might go and get up to... I don't really have any entries right now. We might reject at 610. It's a pretty sound rejection, or pretty sound level right there, but I don't think we'll have much of a continuation past that. Stream quality should be all right. Yeah, that all looks good. That looks great. Awesome. How are you two doing tonight? Come review some trades. Maybe trade. Okay, get that link. All set. Oh, this is quite boring without the music. Let me get that door closed as well. These damn dogs. All right, we have previous day low that might have a reaction there. Asia session, I usually just go and play significant levels. So we have 25-1 that we just had a pretty nice bounce off of. I'll go ahead and put a horizontal right there. That's where our Asia session open is. I don't think we'll take 3 minutes left on it. 15 minute doesn't look all that bad. Not really any reason to take a trade there. Doesn't look too bad though. 610 would be what I would be targeting. 610.05 on Qs. Oh, Phoebe. Sorry if you guys can hear the dogs in the back. They're playing right now. Supposed to be feeding them dinner. I have no idea what he's barking at. Yeah, you can definitely hear him barking in the background, can't you? Anywho, going back over to Qs here. Or MNQ anyway. Wonder if we have Rave in here right now. Not really looking for too much in particular off of 25.1. Maybe like a 20-point bounce off of that. Sorry about that. I had to get him to stop barking. I don't know what that was all about. All right, I might take a cheeky little long here at 25.1, depending on if we close over under. I don't really want to switch the direction quite yet on the day. So the reason for this downside, main reason anyway, is we're gonna go. We won't pull it up on Twitter. Go to market data this week. The main reason for this downside and what I'm kind of expecting for a continuation into the rest of the week, I think today was the main sell the news day. Obviously, we did not get any of that data we were supposed to this morning, so we were supposed to get CPI, initial jobs claims, which is the larger of the two, I believe, just for this time around, because we haven't had essentially 5 weeks of data on that job report. Missing that significantly. We didn't have the monthly budget today. All we had was speakers. All these speakers essentially were just saying the same thing. They were just saying that we were expecting some rate cuts. CPI was the big one, and then jobless claims the bigger of the two. Sell the news on the government reopening, and then maybe even a minor top signal on what's his name, Michael Burry closing his fund. That could be something. Not entirely sure there. Almost at that 21 or 25.1 level. I don't think we have any reports to go over for Edgeful. I'll give it a little double check here. I don't think there's any Asia session reports that I typically use. Nothing for Asia session. Why am I on the 5-second chart on Lucid? What the hell's going on there? For anyone that is not familiar, anyone that's in the stream that's not in the Discord, so this is the Lucid Ladder account that we've been doing. Excuse the win rate not looking all that good. This is the current balance, excluding that blow up day. I'm not too happy about that. 1 day away from passing this. I think I can get it done tomorrow. Hopefully get it done tomorrow. So the trade review that I wanted to do for today. First trade, probably could have entered right there, actually. If we get a little bit more downside, I might take it. I will, yeah, I'll try it. If I can get it filled. What are you barking at, dog? Sitting in the closet barking at himself.
Order filled.
Okay, there we go. So as we talk about this, as we go and review this trade, I'm going to look for it to get 610, and then I'll slap a 150 stop on that. 13 minutes on the candle as well. If it closes under 25.1, I'll get out of the trade beforehand. So the first trade that I took this morning, looking at 25.3 was the exact entry. 25,300. Exit was 25,300 at 0.25. No move on that trade whatsoever. The reason that I took it... What are you... Excuse me. Damn dog. The reason that I got into that trade, $4 drop to open the day on Qs. I always do my charting on Qs. $4.45 drop to open the day. And then we followed that with a 185 point candle, the same thing. Tried a cheeky little long at 25.3, ended up getting stopped out on that. Sadly, because it closed under 25.3 by 9 points and then pivoted up. I gotta go let them out or something. I will be right back. All right, that'll keep them quiet for a little bit. Tried the entry at 25.3, closed under 25.3, so I ended up stopping myself out of the trade. Did not end up getting the 8-point loss that it would have been, because as I was going to exit the trade, we had that pretty nice spike up. For the current one, once this gets to, you know what, I don't typically do this. I usually go at 100, but once this gets to, just about hit $50 in the profit, so I'll move the stop loss up to $100 green on that. There we go. And then I'll target up to that 610 level, which is 25,166. Going back to this trade on Lucid, took the same trades on Lucid and Tradeify, but Lucid's the one that I like to review on. It's just a little simpler. For this trade, stopped out below 25.3, and then the next trade was a short at 50% of the IB. Now the IB is, if I go and bring up, I have it on here. Oh yeah, there we go, it's formed. That blue line is 50% of the initial balance. I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of, I'll just put this at, no, I'll leave it there for right now. I'm going to get rid of this previous day's 50. I was going to alter that trade a little bit, but I think that's fine for now. For this previous day, for the IB 50, that's where the second rejection was at. On the 15-minute chart, it looks a little bit different, obviously. This is the second candle that we capitalized on, this 10 o'clock candle. So I entered at the rejection at 615.48, got a really nice continuation down, couldn't quite flush all the way down to the IB low, which is where my price target was. So I trailed the stop loss just like you guys are seeing right now, up 60 on this trade right now. I'll go ahead and, no, I'll just put it at break even. I don't really want to risk anything on this. That's already 20-ish points, close to it. So for the IB trade, got to move all the way up. We almost took the IB high. We missed it by 6 cents, which would have flipped what I was testing for the day. That's the reason that I ended up taking a secondary loss. So the second trade of the day was a loss of 150, ended up reversing what I had done or worked so hard on for that first trade. And that was because I took a long testing or targeting the IB high, which was 618.14. Missed it by 6 cents. And the reason that that is such a significant miss, such an important miss, if we go over to Qs, we go to the initial balance breakout report, and we go to the buy rejection on that report. For a Thursday, if the high is formed first, which we did, the high was formed first right at open, you have a more significant chance. Thursday is not really all that good. I'll show you guys what it usually is. Usually on like a Wednesday or a Friday or any other day of the week, Thursdays just suck. Usually have like a 76% chance, 75% chance on both of them. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But Thursdays are just a shit day to go and review that data. But anyway, we still ended up taking it because it typically works out pretty well every other day of the week. Thursday is just a sub-report of that. So that's like really getting in on the nitty-gritty. Trade is up 100 right now. Might actually move. I'll move that take profit way up. Every time I move the take profit up, that usually, let's just go and find a quick resistance here on the chart. Every time I touch the take profit, it usually makes the trade go the opposing direction. So just a funny little tidbit right there. Anywho, going back over to, I was on Edgeful. So 50% chance we were going to target the low since the high was formed first. Had we not rejected at whatever level it was, 618.02, I think that was the high of that candle, 618.03. Had we not rejected at that level, we more than likely would have been targeting the high for the rest of the day, which I'm glad that we didn't hit it in hindsight, because I would have been a little upset. We would have been targeting the IB high, wouldn't have gone and taken the high, probably would have hit the low for the day, and then I would have been not so happy. It would have been a significant red day. By significant, probably like $300. Or on Tradeify, it might have been a little more. As soon as we got back below that 50% of the IB, which if I had taken the short way up here, knowing that it was going to reject, obviously that would have been a huge trade. But I waited for it to get underneath 50% of the IB, which was 377.75 for the second entry, or 615 on the QQQ chart. Went and looked for that to test all the way back down to the IB low. Managed to get it, but unfortunately we had this little dick of a 1035 candle that swept up, took my stop loss, which I trailed to 200 in the green, which is typically what I do every time. So this trade's not a very good example of it, but anytime that we're up $100, which we just were, as you can see right there, we were up 108 on 2MNQ. Anytime we're up that amount on 2MNQ, 3MNQ, if it's 4MNQ, I usually trail at $200 behind. If it's 3MNQ, I usually trail at $100 behind. The reason being, I just like not having risk in the trade. I like getting in the trades and not having any downside in the trade at all. So that's the reason I trailed this one already. And I go typically just above the break even. Main reason why there is slippage on Tradeify, slippage on Top Step. There's no slippage on Lucid. So Lucid, I usually set it like $1 above break even, sometimes $5, sometimes $10, depends on how far into the $100 it goes. And by that I mean if it's like 120 profit, I'll put it at $20. I very strictly move it $100 behind wherever the TP is or wherever the profit is on the trade. That's what I prefer to do. I see we have 15 people in here right now. If you guys wouldn't mind, drop a little hello in the chat or ask any questions that you may have. We haven't had any chats yet. Can't even see who's in the stream, actually. I tried doing these on TikTok, but for some reason TikTok is not being very friendly with me. I keep saying that I'm using copyright stuff. Or if you don't mind, drop a little like on the video, on the live. That helps me out as well. Should propel the video higher on the feed, hopefully. 101 on that trade right now. 2. So yeah, don't really have too much else to cover there. Took this trade live already. This one will probably be a nice long trade. Hey, what's going on, Wilson? How you doing? Oh, Zhang. Really enjoying listening to your pre-New York lives in the Discord. Hey, Yeti, how you doing? NH Trades. Is there a delay on it? I don't think I put a delay on the stream. I hope I didn't. No, there's no delay. I'm watching it on the other monitor. Yeah, I remember you, Zhang. Absolutely. So, Yeti, you found you were gone after rejoining? Yeah, I have my own now. Need some growth. So for the Discord Yeti, because you asked on Twitter, this is pretty much how I do the streams right here. Exactly what you're watching right now. This is exactly how I conduct the streams in the premium section. Glad you're doing that. Thank you, Zhang. This is how I do the trades, how I do the streams, how I do whatever educational content. I'm on the same boat as you. I don't really want there to be. I don't like reading stuff, believe it or not. I'm not a big fan of going and reading through some literature of trading concepts or strategies or whatever it might be. So all the stuff that I do in the Discord, I conduct live just like this. So I don't want there to be like, oh, you joined the Discord and exactly what you said, you're overwhelmed by how many channels there are, by how many different categories there are to go and look at, or what you have to go and read through, whatever it might be. So all the stuff that I do, pretty much, I mean, the latest trade I've taken this week, pretty much done before 11 every day. So I'll just go and click just for this week. So my latest trade today was 1039, Wednesday 1036, 1025 on Tuesday. Just took one trade and was done for the day. And then 1048 on Monday. Luckily, Lucid wiped these losses because of that Project X outage on Monday. And then even last week, 1040 for the latest trade, 1017 last Thursday, 1026, 1045, and 1016. So that's 2 weeks worth of trading that I'm done before 11 o'clock every day. Hey Abe, how you doing? I'm about to go to a small group. I'll catch the rest later. Doing well. Appreciate the concept. Yeah, no problem. How you doing, Abe? Got a nice long. I should have put this in the Discord. I don't know why I didn't. Oopa. How you doing, Turret Buddy? Ooh, is that a what profile picture is that, Turret Buddy? Oh, I can't see it. You're lucky. I was gonna have Jarvis enhance it. I cannot believe how boring the stream is without music, but I can't play music because it's on YouTube. YouTube has copyright for that, unfortunately. So the level that I'm looking for, the first one up here to 166. So it's going to be about a 60-point trade to start. I moved the TP way up to whatever I found the first resistance at, which was all the way up here at 612.83. Oh, look at that. We got 20 people in here. Moving up the ranks. Moving up the ranks. Some resistance at... This is just a cycle level trade. It's not really anything too significant on the trade. We just had a little lag on there. Not anything too significant to the trade. Just as simple as taking a long at 25.1. I'll actually move the TP up by $20 because we peaked at 120. Go ahead and ask any questions you guys might have. Asia session I usually go heavier on. Like I usually take 4 MNQ, but this is not a super confident trade. What I usually take for Asia session, I get this asked to me all the time. Asia session. I can't say that. A little tongue tie. We usually get a little bit closer to either that high for the day or that previous day's 50, whatever it might be, or even London 50 if we're lucky. So London 50, like the one we had yesterday, I ended up taking that long over London high right there. So it was with the government shutdown, or the government shutdown vote, but we ended up getting a perfect retest at London high. That was my entry. Can I go to that trade last night? I did tilt a little bit today, so don't judge me too much. So this $400 trade I entered at, Where's the first trade actually? 404 right there. So I entered at 7:30 last night, and that was this break right here, 7:45. That candle that closed over. It's a little delayed on that. That was my entry, and then the government came out and voted in favor of reopening, and we had a pretty crazy 120 point move up that I managed to catch. That was the main reason for the entry. And this trade is up 150 right now, so we'll go ahead and slap that TP up to $50. How do I get rid of this little line? I don't want that nasty thing there. While someone types in the chat how to get rid of that line for me, I'm gonna go let the dogs back in from outside. I'll be right back. All right. Really, no one helped me? No assistance? I see. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. I'm going to go slap this on Twitter. I wonder if it will pull up the second window. Let's see. It does not. Sweet. Up 140 right now. I don't think this is probably not going to go and get full TP. So 233 is going to be my first target. And then I'm probably going to end up trailing the stop too tight for it to get all the way up to 291. 25, 291. It might get there. We're going to have some resistance at 610, which is why I say we're probably going to reject at that lines up with 167 on NQ or MNQ. And then what I also like to do is I like to go over to, it doesn't really matter, gold or MGC. See what this one is doing. Everything collectively sold off today, which was a little bit surprising. Usually that doesn't happen. You have gold. Oil also fell off the face of the earth. This thing is all the way down sub 60, which is crazy. I don't know what happened to oil. I'll go back to MNQ. Main reason I like Project X over Tradeify, or not Tradeify, Tradeovate, is I like to see how much profit I'm going to be in the trade. Imagine if we get all the way back up to here. That would be a weekend swing and a half. About 291. I think that's a pretty reasonable move. That would be us reversing not quite a percent. That'd be like a 0.73% move overnight. That's not too bad. Usually I would take this trade with 4 MNQ, but or another 10% down day. Yeah, that's the unfortunate event that we find ourselves in right now with where the market's going. People are calling for Bitcoin to 93K now. Everyone would not buy it at 93K. No one would buy it. I don't know why I said everyone would not buy it. And I'll say it's going lower. Probably going to go in trail to the stop right now, but that is okay. It's at 63, 57, 54. It's getting damn close. Peaked at 167, so I could have trailed it up another $10. That's okay. Sizing down takes so much of the stress off of trading. It's ridiculous. Anytime I go over that, that's when it gets bad. I might pick up some of those the Lucid accounts that you're trading, the 25Ks, Turret Buddy. I really like those ones. Was $1,000 profit, or $1,250 is what you have to aim for. Talking to a wall over here. Oh, we got lucky. Almost at the stop loss. 122. 123 for a low and stops at 122. That'll be a tricky one. I think for next moves on the market, we should get a nice continuation up. Now, a lot of people are leaning bearish right now, especially after today, and good reason too, because it is a painful market to be holding anything through. If we go over to the Fear Greed Index, which a lot of people are saying isn't working at the moment, our EMAs are almost caught up to where we are, and believe it or not, market momentum sitting at fear. We have extreme fear on stock price strength. This is almost at 0, which isn't all that good to see. And then for the breadth, which is the most worrying of this whole stat, stock price breadth is sitting at a level that is similar to where we were for both. Well, it's not that close to COVID. It's just before where we started the fall back in February, but we don't have tariffs in the way right now. It's still in the trade right now, 5 points off of the trailing stop loss, but it's trailed in the green, so no worry there. This is the only one that worries me, the stock price breadth. We have more stocks making 52-week lows than we have stocks making 52-week highs, which is not ever what you want to go and see. That is not a good thing to go and see. Give me a continuation here. Stop playing around. We don't have any levels to reject off of, and what we should do in the 5-minute, we should have a nice bounce off of 25.135, but it's not looking favorable right now. There is absolutely no stress with 2MNQ. There's no worry in that position at all. I don't think no one's chatting right now, right? Am I missing anything? I'll pull it up. I'll pull the chat up on my phone. I don't think anyone's saying anything. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, shoot. What the heck? Sorry about that, guys. I was missing something. I thought I was talking to a brick wall there. There's the chat. Sorry about that. Oh, I feel like a dick now. Okay, I'll catch up on all of them. Oopsie. That's my bad. My chat box was frozen. How do you go about trading Asia? I think I just covered that for you. Did you get in as soon as market opened? No. I got in. If I had gotten in that market open, I would have gotten another 9-point better entry. I got in on this. What's the order here? Entry was 616. So that was my entry. 616. It was on this red candle right there. Do I utilize Bookmap? I do not. I do not utilize Bookmap. I'll have to make sure I refresh that chat box again. I feel awful that I missed all those. I was talking shit. When are you going to get a 25K? Probably, honestly, probably next week. So what I'm up in the air about with the Lucid account, because we're almost past it, I'm up in the air about buying another account prior to going and getting the payout. Now, I know it was a Lucid ladder, so we're trying to utilize the payouts and then use those payouts to get more accounts. But I don't know if I want to buy like a backup account in case we really fuck up and blow it. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty impressive. You do the trades before 11. I'm back in the office now and can't watch all day. Good to know you can trade before noon and be done. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I don't think I'll even go to last month, even with the tilt day. So the only day that I think I had trades after 11 was this day. No, these are all before 10. That's why that day was so bad. So every single day, this last trade was at 10:02, last trade 10:31, last trade 10:33, 10:51, 10:36, 10:42, and 10:28. So we haven't had a single day the past 18 days where we've had a trade go prior to or after 11. What am I saying? We haven't had a single day where the trades were taken after 11 or exited after 11. Oh yeah, number one, take that, losers. Do you trade all 3 sessions? I do not trade London. I do stream every day. I stream every single day, and I'm very happy to say that even with Veterans Day, I didn't miss that one. I have not missed a stream, I think, in 4 months now. 4 full months that I've been live every day. Last time that I missed one was all the way back in July. So I've been on a pretty good streak there. Still in it. This one, the one that I was in last night was an hour and a half. So this is probably going to be quite a while in this trade. What's the max Lucid accounts we can get? Abe, we're going to get up to 5. We're going to go with 5 accounts. Oh, I see what I had wrong. I had only top messages. Oopsie. That would be something else if we had another 120-point trade back-to-back nights. That would be nice. And this one I will not go and do anything stupid with. Those 25K ones, I'm going to go and look. Lucid Trading. We'll go to frequently asked questions. Oh no, it's going to stop me out. I know it. Frequently asked questions, and we'll go to the Lucid tests.
Order filled.
I get my stop loss hit. That's okay. So probably not going to go and take that again. The funded next rapid accounts are good, 25Ks or 50Ks. The only issue, NH, is that I want the Project X platform. That's what I want to use. So I don't want to use Tradevate or TradingView. Main reason, and it's not that big of one, I guess I could go and use Tradevate or TradingView. I like seeing how much profit the trade's going to be up. I can't do the quick math in my head like that, like 60 points. I should be able to with how many trades we've taken. I can't do the fast math with like 60 points, 40 points on 2MNQ. This is how much I'm going to be up. I like just seeing it on the chart, being nice and simple. So that's why I like going to... I'm opening way too many tabs here. I like going to Project X, login, and then this is how I go about finding any new accounts on here. Earn to trade, that one's coming soon. Whole of Prime wasn't too bad. I'll probably try them again. The leverage that you get on those accounts is pretty nice. But I'll try that one once they come out. I just like Project X is a really good UPI. Really good API too. But they go down so damn much. And the reason I like using Tradeify and Lucid is because they correct the mistakes when they do go down. The rest of them do absolutely nothing, which is very shitty of them to do. Mainly Top Step is what I'm talking about. They do absolutely nothing about the accounts going down. Okay, going back to this. So Lucid Test. Is there any information? Where can I get the information on the... Should be able to type in 25K. There we go. So 25K minimum profit, $50 day. $50 trading day. You need to reach 26,100, then anything above the buffer you can withdraw. So max payout is 1,000. I guess that's the only downside to it, but that's why I haven't looked too deep into them. You have no growth with the payouts. So 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So there's no growth on the payout front. You can't go and get your second and third payout like on Tradeify and have it increase from 1,500 to 2,000, then 2,000 to 2,500. Which I guess this isn't bad because you should be able to make that profit really quick on a 25K. You only have to make $1,000. Well, technically, you only have to make less than 10% of the account. Buffer is 1,100. Never mind. Yeah, no, you have to make less than 10% of the account. You have to make 27,100, and then you can get your $5,000 payout on the 5 accounts. But the main reason I chase the 50Ks, 1,500, then it goes to 2,000, then 2,500. There's growth on the payouts. Tradeify's payout structure is better than this because it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's first payout 1,500, second payout 2,000, third payout 2,500, and then I think it's like 4 and 5 is 3,000, something like that. We go over to MGC. Might be able to take a trade on this one as well. It looks like it's in a pretty big displacement right now. I would say it's probably going to go up to... Should shoot right up to there. 192. How would sizing work if you did 25K instead of 50K? Still, you can take 1 MNQ, I guess, instead of 2. I think 2 MNQ is still safe. Tristan. Nothing else on MNQ. MNQ, the only thing that I'm watching for right now is that 25-1 level. MGC. I wish you could trade Bitcoin on here. That'd be nice. 6-point candle up on gold. 0-point candle there. Probably, if it gets up to 192, I might take a rejection there. Might take a cheeky little short. 25K is so much worse than 50K. I don't think it's too bad. You have no drawdown, but at the same time, you don't have to make too much of a buffer. So to get that same payout on the 50K, it's dealer's choice, really. To get that same payout on the 50K, the $1,500 payout, you have to make 53,600. So you have to make 3,000 to pass it, and then you have to make 3,600 to get that $1,500 payout. Whereas on the 25K, and the only reason I'm saying this is I just trade 2 MNQ, 4 MNQ, so you can go to all the trades I have on here. You go to the trades, it's the most recent ones. It's not really that much drawdown that I have on the 50K anyway. But if this was a 25K account, A, it'd be already passed, and B, it'd be at almost payout eligible. Just so I don't do anything stupid on this, because I'm doing a lot of clicking right now. We go ahead and lock it out until 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Not because I'm tempted at all to take a trade on this, but because I'm doing clicking all over the place. I don't want to accidentally hit buy 2, sell 2 MNQ, and then be a little screwed up for tomorrow's play. If gold can get up to, I need to change this color, by the way. Style, mind change, there we go. If gold can get up to that, I hate to say it, fair value gap, I'll probably take a rejection there. I don't think that it's going to have a blow off top and go all the way up to that 4,204. I don't think it's going to get a continuation all the way up there. So I might take 2 MGC 150 stop. I don't know how wide that stop would be. And then my target would be all the way down here in that low. Whoever caught a 35-point candle on gold, if you happen to today, pat yourself on the back. It's not that much cheaper. Yeah. I don't know. It's 25Ks I just kind of like. That's why I started with futures. Well, that's why I got my first payout on futures with anyway. The 25K accounts with top one. I might have gotten, I don't remember. I might have gotten a payout before then. Edgefill, I cannot emphasize enough, and I know it's going to be some bias here because I am partnered with them. But Edgefill, since I've started using them, my success with trading has gone through the roof. My God, has the win rate gone up. Well, not necessarily win rate. I say that as the stats on here are reading 50%, but don't need to look at that. This is just one sample. This is 38, 39 trades. Since I started using Edgefill in general, though, probably, I don't know, 3 months now, 4 months, through the roof on the win rate. And the main reason being numbers do not lie. They can screw you over a little bit here and there, but they don't lie. So for Friday tomorrow, the IB trade that I will be taking is going to be based on the high or low forming first. Preferably the low forms first. I always like taking longs. I'm not like Turret Buddy in here, who is a perma bear. I like taking longs. If it does make the high first, so be it. We'll target the low. The low will have an 83.3% chance of hitting. The high will have a 69.23% chance of hitting. Now, the only issue with this data report is that it is from the past 6 months. So it changes pretty often. If you go to 5 years, which is the furthest back you can go, the only reason I do not use 5 years is because it takes forever to go and find the report. We'll get the actual statistics coming up here shortly. There you go. So closer to 70% if the highs form first. The market it's designed to go up, so you're not really going to get that much of a reversal or as significant of a reversal. But just going day to day on these, it's typically about 72 to 75% for the win rate, which is really good. And then you couple that with the gap fill report or whatever the screener is reading. So if I go to, I'm going to go back down to the 6 month time frame. If I go to Qs, I usually always look at the gap fill to start the day. Gap fill report for today with the size of the gap up is always what I look at. Go to gap fill, go to size. This one typically, so for today's instance, this is typically what we see, 20%, 80%. Sometimes if it's a small gap, be closer to 50-50 like that. Over 1.5%, neither side is filled. So if you have a gap over 1.5%, just know that it's not going to reverse on you. 1% to 1.49, same thing, probably not going to reverse on you. 0.7 to 0.99, which I guess we've never had a gap down in the past 6 months of that size. And then this is when it starts getting 50-50. But for today's instance, we had a 0.59% gap down to start the day. So that's in the third bracket. Only a 1 in 5 chance that we wouldn't filled that level. That's why I was targeting downside. Got that huge opening candle, and then I was looking short bias for the entire day. So I took shorts off of the IB50, took shorts off of, actually, no, I did not take shorts off London Low. I waited for that one. I thought we were going to go take that IB high. But anyway, that is how I go and use those data reports on Edgeful. Another one that I really like using too is just the screener in general as well. I don't know if it will be active for right now. It is. The percent isn't up here yet because this is only available during market hours. But opening candle continuation, we can just go and review these. Red, 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 red. This one was bearish. IB, these were all breakdowns, but one stock, Costco today. Google didn't break its range. Google stayed within the initial balance all day. Holy moly, it did. So Google didn't break the IB low or high, which is only like a 1.5% outcome. That's pretty impressive. Anywho, going back over to Edgeful now. You can see that we were bearish on IB, we were bearish on opening candle continuation, we were bearish on the IB by rejection. These are all breakdowns. Opening range breakout, that was all breakdown, so this is all bearish. The screener was reading like 97% bearish today. That's why I was also just anticipating downside. Almost up to that level on gold, and then we can take a short. That's a pretty hefty resistance level as well. That goes all the way back to November 12th, yesterday. I'm sure there's some resistance back here too, but we won't really need to look at that. So nice bounce right there, there. Bounce right there. Again. Broke down. So I'll go ahead and slap a short 2 MNQ, 2 MGC, I mean. Limit sell 2. We'll slap it right at 192. And then, shoot, I actually don't know what the ticks are on MGC. What would 8 points be? Someone help me out. How much of a loss would 8 points be on MGC? If I set the stop loss up at that level. I think that would be, should be $1 a point. So $2 a point. That doesn't seem right. $20 a point? That seems better. So that would be a $160 loss. Right? Yeah, I'll put it at 8 points would be a 160, I think. Stop by 2. I'll put that order in. And then the limit on that will be all the way down here. Limit by 2. Wouldn't that be something if that full order fills? This order in on MGC. So 2, let me triple check. I am on MGC. Yes, MGC. Orders. MGC. Make sure I'm not on GC. That would be a disaster. All right, and then we'll just wait for this one. Not going to play the bounce off of 25.1 because I already reacted once. And this is kind of a mess now. I thought we were going to get a nice continuation up. All we had to do was go and make a higher high, but we could not do it. All right, is anyone chatting again, or am I missing something? Let me check. Nope, no one's saying anything. All right, hopefully we get. I'd like to get that fill. I like playing gold. Then we don't need that line anymore. It's crowding up the space. I will have to end the stream here shortly. I think we started at. We got another 5 minutes to go. So, any questions you guys have? Do you find gold moves better in Asia? I don't know. I don't trade it all that much. Asia session in general. I do know this. Asia session in general moves a lot smoother than New York. The reason being, New York, you have a bunch of nasty, nasty wicks, and these wicks are like 30, 40 points plus. So I go over to MNQ. If I go over to MNQ, let's try that again. You can see that, yeah, the opening candle was absolutely enormous, but even for those secondary candles, you had a wick that went from 380 all the way up to 417. So that's a 37 point stop loss on that. Second candle, same thing, 323 all the way up to 381. So that's almost 50 points, almost 60 points actually. So all I'm getting at, you have a bunch of really nasty looking candles that have huge wicks on them. I just like trading. I like trading Asia because it's nice and smooth. You don't really get as many of those nasty fake outs. Another thing too, NQ. The reason that I do my charting, and this is what I get asked probably the most. Oh, buddy, sorry if you can hear the dog barking. I trade MNQ. I don't ever look at the NQ chart. Almost never. For QQQ, the reason I do my charting on Qs is because there's no slippage. There's no delay. There's no slippage. TradingView QQQ quotes. Probably some of the best that you're going to get, especially if you're using Project X, because this thing sucks for slippage. And what I mean by that, and I bet I can find one right now, let's analyze how this opening move looks on Qs. And the main thing that I do is I just go and look at whatever candles seem to be the most significant or easiest to point out. Obviously the opening candle, so let's look at the wick on that, and then just go and correlate it over to MNQ. Of course, as I'm doing this example, it's probably going to be nice and accurate today. So this is a pretty good example right here. You see this opening candle 8 a.m., 8:15. If we go and look at it on MNQ, or this is on NQ, sorry. Doesn't look, if I zoom out, make sure the charts look somewhat similar. That green candle looks a little bit larger. Now NQ doesn't have as much slippage on it. MQ has a little bit more. MNQ. This is another good example right here. That 4 a.m. candle is a pretty sizable gap on Qs. NQ has no gap. The candles are just off by a little bit. That's during the London session, and then New York session, you just have those really nasty wicks on them, like this 130 candle. 25.60 was the open, or the close of it, but it ended up wicking all the way down to 25.13. So 47 point wick that probably would have either, yeah, you would have hit a take profit if you were in the trade for short. If not, then you just get stopped out, and then it ends up going the direction that you were hoping for it to go. So that's the reason I don't go and trade really after 11. After 11, liquidity leaves the room, and you get kind of screwed over on a lot of entries. A lot of wicks, anyway. Oh, gold. You're not going to get up to that entry, are you? I'll probably leave this order in all night. Or I'll leave it in for most of the afternoon. I don't take too many trades during Asia session. The ones that I do take, I take on Tradeify, and they're all small, 2 MNQ, 2 MGC. Unless I'm passing the account, then I go a little aggressive. For the main plays that I take into open, it's the IB trade. and London 50. We haven't had a we never had a retest of London 50 today, so no reason for me to have gone long there or short. For earlier this week, though, we had a really nice move off of London 50 on Tuesday. Monday even had a really nice one as well, but it was after we had gotten out of the trades and after we had taken a loss. So we had a really nice reaction at London low. That was after 11. And then Tuesday, that was our reaction right there. And I did end up taking that trade on Tuesday, just not on the Lucid account. And this one, London 50, beautiful smack, and then it has a $1.34 candle down, which is about 50 points, 40 or 50 points. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for the stream. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like. I will be doing more of these as well. If you have any questions, I will answer them real quick before we end the stream. Gold is not going to get my limit fill. Damn, it's dropped 10 points though. Yeah, drop a thumbs up on it. This will help with my watch hours as well. I'm almost monetized on YouTube, which is nice. We did just get a little sweep below 25.1. No other entry there. I'm going to go make some dinner. All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch you. Maybe we'll have one tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. We'll see. Peace out.